In this week's segment of Insane Comment, we break down a tweet by Pro Football Focus, Dynasty, Fantasy, and Football on wide receivers, top 10 for 2024. Are they crazy? Are they insane? Or are they right? Stay tuned in the Two versus Brother podcast. Pedro, in this week's segment of Insane, I know a lot of people had issues. We're basically 4 months away from football season and fantasy football, but people like to throw out rankings. Free agency or mostly have gone. So now I think is some early people like to give rankings. So today, Pro Football Focus Fantasy and Betting channel gave their early 2024 Dynasty football rankings. And I'm going to read who they have top 10. Number 1, Justin Jefferson. Number 2, Jamar Chase. Number 3, CeeDee Lamb. Number 4, Amon St. Brown. Number 5, Puka Nacua. Number 6, Garrett Wilson. Number 7, Chris Olave. Number 8, A.J. Brown. Number 9, Rashee Rice. And number 10, Marvin Harrison Jr. Pedro, I know when I showed you this, your blood was boiling because you couldn't disagree so much with this. Tell me, what is your issue with this ranking?
Look, I'm just going to start off with this. I'm going to already knock number 10 off the list because he hasn't done anything. We don't know who this guy is actually going to be when he gets to the league. There's been a bunch of guys that everybody thought when they first came into the league they were going to be phenomenal. They're going to be great. For instance, I'll give you one guy that maybe you totally forgot about, Sammy Watkins. Everybody thought when Sammy Watkins was going to come in, he was going to take over the league. He's going to be this next guy. I remember him getting passes thrown to him. Everybody was so happy watching him get those passes like, oh, this guy's going to take Buffalo to the next level. What happened? I don't even think he's in the league right now. Let's get real. Okay. Now, Marvin Harrison Jr. shouldn't even be on this list. I know this is a dynasty thing, but for real, man, come on. What's going on here? Marvin, what is this whole big deal with Marvin Harrison Jr.? He hasn't done anything. Come on.
Pedro, this is Marvin Harrison. Not only that he's the son of a Hall of Famer, Marvin Harrison, but this guy is the closest thing to a real deal. He is as good as a prospect as Jamar Chase when he came out of that 2021 NFL draft. He is as good and maybe even better.
All right, Alfredo. That's introducing another guy that I have a problem with, Jamar Chase. You mentioned the man's name. Let's be real here, Alfredo. Number 2 on this list, Jamar Chase.
I imagine you want to put him number 1, right? I think
Absolutely not. I don't want to put him number 1, number 2, or actually number 3.
What?
He's going to be number 4 on my list.
Are you crazy? Number 4?
Number 4 on my list.
Get off the weed, bro. Are you crazy?
It's this guy. Look, see, he is good. Let's not be coy.
We're talking about Jamar Chase.
Yes, Jamar freaking Chase. That's the guy that I'm referring to.
No,
in my opinion, in this list would be number 4.
Who the hell would you put above Jamar Chase?
Easy. These are in no particular order guys that I believe will be better than Jamar Chase going into the year. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, now. Don't listen to Pro Football Focus on this list. Yes, these guys are in good. They're on the list except number 10. Number 10 doesn't need to be there. They're all in a location where it makes sense more or less. The one that I have the biggest issue with is number 10 and Jamar Chase in number 2.
So who do you have above Jamar Chase?
The ones that I have above Jamar Chase are these guys, and I want everybody to see this. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Amon St. Brown. These guys are all consistent players in this league.
Justin Amon St. Brown is better than Jamar Chase.
Yeah, for fantasy.
You're insane, bro. You are insane.
bro. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been the most consistent player this last year, the last 2 years. Whoever picked him up 2 years ago should have won their league because he was a star. And this year, another one.
We have had leagues, and you know very well that people have had Amon St. Brown and they didn't win. So that is not true what you're saying,
That was
Faith.
last year. That was last year. He did very well last year. He was one of the top wide receivers last year. And he's going into another year in the same system with the same quarterback.
Nah, man, you're
Now
crazy.
you're gonna tell me Jamar Chase. Tell me you're gonna tell me Jamar Chase with a quarterback that hobbles into the year every single year. Yes, the man's great, but every year he hobbles into the year. I don't know what he does for his offseason, but you tell me you're gonna put him above?
He is so good that even without Joe Burrow, when he had Browning as a quarterback, he did great. That's what dictates. I'll tell you this: Jamar Chase is still young. Okay,
Okay, I'll give you that.
Jamar Chase is very good.
Didn't he get injured last year?
Huh?
He suffered through some injuries himself last year.
Okay, and then most likely T Higgins will not be back next year. So you know what that means with targets? Jamar Chase will be getting targeted insanely, profoundly. He will be the top wide receiver. I'm going to give you my ranking because I think you're insane. Number one, for sure, without a shot of doubt, Jamar Chase.
Oh my
Be
god!
number one. Yes, Jamar Chase will be the same as his jersey number of number one. He is number one. So I think Pro Football Focus are crazy by having him number two because they should have him number one. And then number two, I would put Jetta. He is a talent like none other. And the reason why I have him at two and not at one is because of the quarterback. They have no quarterback in the next 2 or 3 years. So who's going to throw him the ball? At least Cincinnati, we know with Jamar Chase that if Joe Burrow's not there, Browning will get him the ball, and he was effective. Number three, CeeDee Lamb. He's breaking through. He had a breakout year last year, and I think he will continue with that. And then number four, Amon St. Brown. I think, like you said, he has been great. He has been a consistent wide receiver, and he is effectively really young. But my problem that I have with this ranking is at number five. People, Puka was a rookie sensation last year. He
Correct.
was a very solid, very good wide receiver. But to put him all the way number five, he's not even the best receiver in his team.
Oh,
Cooper Cup is still the best wide receiver, is the number one receiver for the Rams. And they're putting Puka. Yes, I know this is a ranking for a few years, but Cooper Cup is not that old. I think he has a very good 2, 3
he's
years.
over 30. That's done. That's it.
He has 2, 3 years
Alfredo,
effective.
I'm gonna run you through a history lesson right now. So just so you understand. And it's not every wide receiver that turns 30 goes bad, like spoiled milk. No, that's not always the case. We've had plenty of guys in the past that have continued to produce. Now, I'm gonna tell you about the Los Angeles Rams situation in the last couple years. Do you remember a couple years ago when Cooper Cup was coming out and he was breaking out? That was another wide receiver in his team called Robert Woods. You remember that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened when Cooper Cup came back? It was 1 year that Robert Woods did better than Cooper Cup. Another year, Cooper Cup and Robert Woods did more or less the same amount of work. And then another year that Cooper Cup took over and Robert Woods was basically in the dust. That's exactly how it's going to happen with Puka Nacua. This is a history lesson. I'm telling you, you know this. So I don't know why I got to tell you it's a history lesson. You know this. This is exactly what's going to happen. The young supersede the old is almost the same reason why I beat you at everything that we do. Because yes, I am the young buck and you are the old man.
Yeah. Well, I think Puka is a 1 year sensation. You just based it on an emotion on a free agent pickup that you had in fantasy football, and just because you think that you
Just
made.
because you couldn't have him, now it's a rookie sensation. Okay, all right.
No, no, no. I mean, I had the opportunity to get him, and I rather go. I rather went with Joshua Kelly, and that's
Where'd that get you?
no, that get me anywhere. But
Okay.
I think Puka is a 1 year sensation, and I think he at least for number 5. I think I would have he would be in the top 10, but I wouldn't put him number 5. I think Garrett Wilson, if the Jets can get something solid from Aaron Rodgers, he'll be there on top. AJ Brown, I mean, he's gonna be always there, and Rashid Rice. That's someone that we haven't even talked about. Rashid Rice.
That's a wild.
That's the wild card because as Kansas City, Travis Kelsey start trending down, a little bit older. Plus, he might take some games off, preparing himself for the playoffs. I think Rashid Rice will be getting a lot of the targets. And then Chris Olave, I mean, I don't know why they have him here. They don't have any decent quarterback. I don't think there's much on him. But other than that, other than saying about Marvin Harrison and Jamar Chase at number 4, this you wanted me to put this because you felt that this was an insane tweet by them. I'll tell you this, I think it wasn't that bad of the rankings. I think you're the one who's insane.
All right, Alfredo. Listen, everybody in the comments, please come up and agree with me. This can't be. We cannot let this stand. How are we going to put Jamar Chase number 2? We got to put him at least at number 4. We
Number
need
1.
No, not number 1. Forget about number 1. Number 1 is reserved for Justin Jefferson. That's the guy. It don't matter who is throwing him the ball. If you remember correctly, back when he came back, he was still producing with the quarterback that he had. Let's be real.
Okay. All right. Yes, I'll tell everybody. Just put your rankings. What you think? What would you be? We'll put it here. As you see here, the top 10. We want to hear what you have to say about this in this insane tweet.